everybody? Welcome back. We have our second to last project presenting today. That in no way, shape, or form means it's the end of the entertainment today. We have a ton more fun ready for you after our AMAs are done. But right now, we're giving the stage to an incredible project on Flow that many of you, I'm sure, have heard of. If not, are going to be stoked to hear about. We have the Rogue Bunnies on stage. I know we have Victoria for sure, and I'm sure we have a couple other friends. I'm not sure who all wanted to chat, but Victoria, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you terrifically ASMR-esque, if you ask me. Um, how you doing, my friend? It's good to hear from you.
I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you. I've been on this all day listening to you guys. It's been really great to learn about all these amazing product projects and to be included today is incredible. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so happy you've had a good time. Yeah, it's a lot of people ask me like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, honestly, I'm just energized because
Yeah.
this is just interesting stuff to me. I mean, I personally, this is why I took such a initiative to kind of do stuff like this, is because I just enjoy it. It's just so cool to hear the diversity in the projects. I mean, I haven't heard too much of the same stuff, so it is really cool. And with that being said, I mean, you're a very diverse and different project itself, and I definitely want to give you an opportunity to kind of introduce yourself, a little bit about you, and I know you started this project just about 2 years ago, and I know it has to do with just reuniting the sorority of Playboy playmates, and I know I've heard you tell the story a few times, and so for the new people in here, tell us a little bit about how that started, and we'll dive into kind of the more current situation of Rogue Bunnies.
Awesome. Well, a little bit about me. My name is Victoria Fuller and I was Miss January 96 for Playboy magazine, chosen by Hugh Hefner. And I entered into Playboy. I'll just be quick about it. I entered into Playboy with um, what I wanted to do with my Playboy platform was become a famous pop artist. That was my dream. And so when I became a playmate, of course, I met Hef, and he gives us all a launching pad, and I became the first and only artist ever to obtain a licensing contract from Playboy, which meant that I was able to use all the intellectual properties, trademarks, everything of Playboy. He opened everything up to me, except I couldn't use the photography or the covers because those were considered artwork of other artists, which makes a lot of sense. But I had the keys to the kingdom to create artwork and to reproduce it, sell it in galleries worldwide. And it launched my art career as a fine artist in galleries. And one of the things that I utilized that really launched my art career was using the girls, the playmates, as my muses. I painted them in that bunny costume multiple times, and why I chose the bunny costume was because it was nostalgic. It's iconic. It's the only non-government uniform patented by the US government. It's an iconic intellectual property and trademark and copyright of Playboy, and and I was a bunny myself for many many years, ambassador to the brand, traveled all over the world in that very uncomfortable outfit, and so I have this really tight bond with the Playmates because of having used them in my artwork, but also having worked with them over the years, hanging out with him at the mansion, all the parties that I mean, all the parties that we went to, amazing, the most amazing parties on the planet were Hef's parties. And a really good thing going. And then the breaks went on and my art career still goes. I still make money off of my art. I was also a game design and animation part of a team for IGT, which is International Gaming Technologies, which do slot machines, and they were at the time the number one gaming company in the world. And I had the opportunity to learn digital graphic, video, animation, all these things. I was taught on the job for 4 years, and so, long story short, when I was given the opportunity to learn about crypto and NFTs in 2017, I thought it was the dumbest thing on the planet, but I learned about crypto kitties. I started to get warmed up to it like this is a new medium. And I really found myself really wanting to learn everything that I could about it. And through Clubhouse for 2 years, basically through the end of 2019, for 2 years, I spent, just deep in just learning and asking questions and being in a very male dominated atmosphere, if you will, because that's just what it was. And there was so many issues that I thought I could solve, not only for myself, but my playmate sisters and also in the Web3 space. And so I thought it was an incredible time that the universe presented me with the opportunity to culminate all of my talents, my Rolodex, and my attachment and my origin to not only Playboy, but Hugh Hefner, and my opportunity that was gifted to me as a professional artist, and put those all together into a project to answer a lot of issues that I thought we could solve, and which we can answer more about that, as we unfold the project. But that's kind of who I am, where I came from, and why I decided to create Gatefold Labs. I'm the CEO and founder of Gatefold Labs and Rogue Bunnies project. And I also was gifted with the incredible opportunity to happen upon a team, a core team that has made this, and you're going to meet them, that has made this outside of the bunnies, that has made this project uh, a continued success as it is even through the bear market, as we are building an incredible project where we are engaging. We're having so much fun engaging, and we'll talk about that as well. I don't want to give it all away on my first breath, but that's who I am.
No, totally. I honestly, I have a talent of, I don't know. I think it's me when I pull that out. Actually, perfectly on that kind of topic of engagement. And this is just, it's really cool for me to be able to say stuff like this. That when I try to tell people in real life what I do, obviously I've had a couple of the project leaders like have to explain like, hey, what do you tell your friends and family you do? Well, I'm a little unique in that sense because I'm not necessarily a project leader by any means, but just a community member. And what's really, really cool for me to say is that I've had opportunities to talk to a vast amount of celebrities, childhood icons, stuff like that. I was in chats with, what, Paul Pierce. I talked to him on Twitter Spaces all through
Oh,
NFTs,
wow.
like all these random celebrities I've met throughout this journey. And I actually just told a friend, I go, hey, I just want to show you something, man. You're always wondering what I'm doing. I had a playmate, a cover playmate retweet one of my tweets yesterday, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, they got the Rogue Bunnies project." And so, what's really cool is just that opportunity in Web3 where the larger than life kind of celebrities and again the community and sorority that the Playmates is and the Playboy Bunnies is. This is such a worldwide, international known niche market, and it's just so cool that Web3 brings us together and puts us on the same level where there's no hierarchy of, oh wow, that person's a celebrity. No, now we intermingle and you get to tell us these amazing stories and stuff like that. I just think it's just so cool that Web3 brings this larger than life opportunity. I gotta tell you, Victoria, I wouldn't think in a million years I'd be chatting with playmates and cover models and stuff like that in an NFT space. So it collides these worlds so amazingly, and I'm sure you have so many experiences like that yourself.
There is a lot, and combined with the 100 of us, one of the selling points to Dapper when I was able to get this project, partnered with Dapper, was that there all the projects that are on Floor, all these amazing projects. There's a lot of, and there's more women led projects now, but it was just so sports and men, and so there was a lot of testosterone. And the woman who was the high up executive that gave me my 29 minutes to pitch my Rogue Bunnies idea project, really was the right timing, because she really wanted to infuse some female energy into Dapper and the project list that's in the Dapper wallet. And so this has been it's just been really a great experience. Just like Playboy was a really great experience. It did come to an end for me personally, just because of the direction that they went in, which is why this project is so important to me and the other 99 girls on it, is that we have the opportunity to continue on our own narrative and our own legacy, separate and apart from a brand that no longer has the desire to to utilize us, really. They're in a just much different direction, and it's totally fine, but it is the great opportunity for us to create our own brand and control our own content, and also show that we can create compelling creative content in this space as women. Women seem
Absolutely.
to have a lot to prove lately, but certainly we are stepping up to that plate to show that we are not just pretty faces and people that partied our tails off, but we're also entrepreneurs and women that are doing things out, just doing things in the world outside of modeling and such. Businesses and restaurants and other ambitions that they have followed after they became playmates, and so sharing that in the community as well. It's a diverse collection of women. It's really interesting to have so many different talents come together, and I think that's what's great about Web3 is having all these amazing talents that haven't been able to be curated into a space to not only monetize but create a community that's worth engaging with. Especially after what we've been through as a global society in the last couple years, I think it's ever more important to have a community that you can rely on and trust, and also feel at home with.
Absolutely, and I myself, I'm a straight mama's boy, so I'm female energy for sure. My whole life, I can't agree with you more. Sometimes I can't imagine from the female standpoint, but being someone who has definitely a more feminine side, that I grew up like a mama's boy is like I definitely do get discouraged sometimes with how much masculinity is in this space, and so I appreciate you saying that, and genuinely just know that you are heard, and I'll any opportunity I can have to push the females in this space, I do. And it's just something I've done the 2+ years that I've been in here. I've come across some amazing women in this space, and I just want to encourage anyone else who does feel like they might not have a voice, to genuinely, just find a group like you did and be encouraged. It's probably amazing working with so many like minds like yourself and diverse minds as well. But having that group of 100 some playmates is probably a reassuring at points, right? And probably helps that psyche to move forward, I imagine.
Well, it does, and also because, unique to a lot of other projects, we have 100 women who have stellar social medias, that share and support the Rogue Bunnies project. So I think that's also an integral part. So it just is something different that we have that other projects don't have is, our artwork. We have a generative drop that's not dropped yet, but we have artwork that is backed by, it's not monkeys and stuff like that, which I love, but it's the artwork is backed by humans. So it's, I always say
Right.
it's NFT with a pulse. So we have that extra layer of community that is that I guess sets us apart, that's different than some of the other projects. So
I mean,
that
I'll say
that
that
yeah.
Drake Kush just posted one of the NFTs. He got Stacy in a rare bikini pic, and the art is awesome around that
Oh,
photo.
so this is the thing is that we are on other chains. So we are on Ethereum with a very art based without photography. So our trading cards is really cool because in the different rarity levels, the artwork is more detailed. So it starts out really super for the common is very just like kind of a sketchy, and then the uncommon is more detailed, and then the rare is like, with all the bells and whistles, right? So the rares have that, and then we have the legendary and epic, which are usually like, beautiful headshot or, not drawn on clothing, but the other cards are all have the clothing drawn on, all of them, the sexies and the bikinis and stuff, and the different levels. So that's been the art as an artist, that's how I've decided to that I wanted to infuse the art, combine it with the playmates, and then also the collectible aspect. One of the things that's going to be coming up quite a bit with Rogue Bunnies is, because the magazine is no longer, and there is an entire global collector base who collect playmates, centerfolds, autographs specifically, and photographs. And by, with all these collectors, we have these collector shows where we show up and we basically, people pay us for our autographs. And it's becoming a huge thing now because there's no more magazines to be printed. So whatever's out there's out there. So collections are getting to be very sought after and expensive. These autographs are becoming sought after and expensive. And because of Web3, we are now able to kind of cut out the middleman. We get sent fan mail all the time, people sending us money in the mail and whatever. Oh, sign this, sign 100 of these for a certain amount. We're like, okay, whatever. And everybody's making money off of all these autographs, and we kind of take a back seat to it. And now we are able to take a front seat. So we're going to be in control of all those autographs and things, and it's going to be a huge part of our collection, and why our trading cards, getting the same idea across with the trading cards with Dapper, and why being with Dapper was so important was because they have the, obviously the huge edge on digital collectibles, and what they've done with it, the innovation of what they've done with it and the gaming aspect with the wallet has been, part of what's been so great to be a part of, is having all those fun features in gaming. The gaming aspect of everything is to me is really the best part, is because it engages us to be a community and an audience together. So that's especially why I wanted the gaming aspect to be a part of our project, because we are collectibles, and the gaming is, a great addition.
Yeah, and gaming being that's that's right up my alley. Both gaming and in real life events is kind of like the two things that I love about the NFT space.
Right?
And I know you guys are you're pretty known for kind of dipping into some in real life events, and I'm pretty sure you have one coming up soon. Yeah.
We do, and you know what's really weird is, like, I when I my vision over 2 years ago was like Metaverse, and in the Metaverse and Decentraland and all this stuff, and then, like, after Mark Zuckerberg spent $40 billion trying to find the Metaverse and not really being super successful, I thought, let's we got the opportunity to do an in real life event with the Syndicate, who is it's a musical group, uh, club, if you will. They're not a money making project. It's a club that you have to be initiated into, and it's musical. And we partnered with them and Scott Page, who's with Pink Floyd, and the Ziggy Hotel on Sunset Boulevard, and we've been able to have multiple events there. And now we're having another one on the 22nd to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Dark Side of the Moon album for Pink Floyd, and a concert will be ensuing by Think X, which is band members from Pink Floyd, and uh, other people, like even children of people from Pink Floyd, will be in the band playing live. And so that's one of our events that's happening, and it's an activation off of NFTLA, which we also have a presence at the conference. So yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there? Like right now, it seems like
Yeah.
for being such a bear market, there seems to be like more things than ever going on, completely. So
And you said that with that bear market, what's super funny to me is that I feel like, and I've know this is just my opinion, and I have to say this 15 times every hour that it's not financial advice, but I genuinely
yeah,
have this final like breath of like I feel like the people who are building during the bear market, I feel like they're in that same boat where they feel like we're coming out of it. And again, I'm this is not has to do with necessarily like the market or the coins or anything, but the actual like I saw the bear market of just people building. And so like being in the position I'm in, I communicate with 20 some projects every month. And the builders that were building during this bear market, I feel like they're all now like getting ready to come out with stuff. And to me, like for just me personally, like that's what I see a bullish market because I'm like, ooh, I'm excited again. Like I'm excited to learn more. Whereas in like for the last 6, 7 months, everybody's been head down building and so
I know.
I just feel like this coming few months, I call it, crypto summer. Everybody was saying crypto winter. Well, I'm
Right.
ready for crypto summer, and I think it's
Me
going to be a
too.
lot of fun. I wanted to get kind of I wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about like obvious like when you look at the Rogue Bunnies NFT, or you look at your project, or you look at your playmates in general, obviously like this is a thing that we've gone progressively throughout society to understand the love and the respect that women should have for showcasing their beauty, their body, but it's so much more than that. The mind, the heart, the soul, and I feel like you have such an opportunity as grown adult women who a lot of you are mothers and entrepreneurs. You have this opportunity to really showcase your own brand, and that you are just more, so much more than, a picture on a magazine. And I think this is such a cool opportunity for you to do that. Can you talk a little bit about what that experience has been like?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Thank you so much. Yes, no, it's been a really long journey, but it's been really rewarding in the fact that, like, I keep harping on the whole community thing, and like it's been like the best part of it, which was an unexpected part. So that's been a big support for me to, because there's been so many times where I'm like, oh my God, I can't. Oh my God, I can't. If I had known how much work it was, I don't know that I would have actually convinced myself to get it even started, because I would have thought I wouldn't be capable of doing it. But with the love and support of great team members, we're all in a learning phase in this space. So it's been really great to be with people who see the vision and support the vision, and are 100% on board, regardless of what checks are rolling in or not. And knowing that there is a rainbow with, you know, I don't want to say pot of gold, but like the reward at the end, which is unknown to everybody at this point. It could be, there could be a monetary amount, right? But there's so much more, and the opportunity to have that, like, not only hope, but like that that dream, to know that you can, attain something so amazing and big, is a really incredible feeling, and a huge, obviously ego boost to everybody, involved, to be, to be on a project that has so much support and so much positivity to grow into a much bigger thing. So in that sense, it's been really great. What's been really, really hard though is, I think, and what you touched upon earlier, or someone touched upon earlier, is like, people being transparent about, we're not getting rich right now. Nobody's, we didn't do this. We all did this because I did that. Let me just be for myself. I wanted to put this project together because during COVID, we all were struggling so much, not only financially, but as a group, and as my friends, my inner circles, we're all struggling to hang out and like stay connected. And but the money thing was really hard. As an artist, it was really, really difficult, because art was one of the things that was really difficult to sell during that time. And it just gave me the idea that, I wanted to create this secondary income for all these women that are my sisterhood, and like grow it into a brand. And it kept evolving into a bigger and bigger thing, which is, and this is going to sound really, like, really huge, but like a replacement for Playboy, because we're what they're doing is not what we're doing anymore, and we don't subscribe to their narrative of what they're doing. It's great what they're doing, but it's just not what we are doing. So or what I was doing as a mother, as a person, as a woman, as a playmate, wasn't what I was doing. So the long-winded answer is, it's been a really great experience to combine people with like minds, to propel a vision to transcend art past a canvas onto all of this that we're talking about, has made my dreams come true. So if that's like the short answer, it's making my dreams come true.
I did have another question for you, Victoria, which is, when you're bringing a lot of playmates together, or you're bringing the, the Rogue Bunnies, even beyond Rogue Bunnies, but we'll use Rogue Bunnies as just the specific. Is that just like, do you, are you normally getting together outside? I know you had that sorority feel, right? Is it something that the playmates or ex playmates, or bunnies in general, are you typically getting together, or is this the type of project that brought that back, and kind of like, it feels good for you all to kind of like find this, like, this medium to be able to connect again?
We had the Playboy Mansion. That was our hub. That was our country club. That was our second home. All of us were, as playmates, were welcome there, um, several nights and days a week to, to have dinner and movies with Hef, and hang out by the pool and stuff. Sundays was just Hef and the playmates out by the pool. You play backgammon. So it was a definite loss when that ended in 2017. And since that time, is what I'm talking about, is the fumbling of, like, not putting that, there's a huge community there of his inner circle, not just the the mansion staff, anybody that worked for Hugh Hefner personally at the mansion, that whole crew is part of Rogue Bunnies, um, which we could talk about that vertical. It's a huge family, you know. So bringing that all back together was one of the issues I wanted to solve. We didn't have a home anymore. We didn't have anywhere to go, and all these collectors, all these people, we still all get fan mail. All of us get fan mail still, tons. And where are all those people? They're not, you know, following Playboy. Playboy's Instagram went from 27 million to 9 million very quickly when their direction changed, and I'm sure it'll boost back up because they're, you know, they're catering to a whole different audience, so that takes time to build. But there's an audience that was left behind, and that audience is the audience that I want to bring into Web3. And being part of, I'll just throw in, be a part of Dapper, and being in the Dapper wallet and being on Flow has been an integral part of in inspiring that community of non-techie people who are collecting Playmates and Playboy nostalgic, uh, signed autographs, whatever, that they could have an entry point into Web3 and collecting NFTs and digital collectibles without the interference of being intimidated by the MetaMask and the decentralized. There's it's a softer entry point, and it's been really great. And that's what we're going to continue to do, is bring that audience over and to this chain, because it is the easiest way to get them to bring them into the Web3 space.
Absolutely. It seemed like a very flawless and simple system, just to purchase a pack.
So
And so I know
amazing.
I
Yeah.
want to go over a couple details. I know that you're running a BOGO right now. Some of the community members said.
Yeah, and I will have Chinny, is if he's available. He is our community manager and beyond. I say beyond because everybody in our core team is what they do. Darian is not just the web dev and everything. He is beyond, and so is Chinny, and he's can give you more, or Darian can give you the information on the buy one get one thing that we're doing right now. I
I
don't want
also
to.
give
Yeah.
flowers where they're due real quick, and Chinny and your project in general have been some of the most communicative people I've dealt with.
Oh, the
In
best, right?
22 projects, I gotta say, I got nothing but love for every project that's on here. That's my full bias in saying that I wouldn't have allowed any project to be on here if I just didn't love the people that were a part of it, because you could just really get the vibe of people sometimes. And Chinny has been so responsive, the first one to do everything, and it makes my
Right.
job so seamless. So I can imagine in your world how much he helps.